we rolling? All right, thank you.
We're gonna
go.
We're gonna play a game. Where
I said not to call it a game.
So many
we're
bloopers.
Okay, we're gonna give some tips on how to be successful in calc.
We're going to be doing a thing. So whoever least exemplifies this tip, they will have to take a drink.
Some stuff.
Yeah, drink some stuff.
Not quite sure what.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Don't. I said. Okay. One take.
Yeah,
So, tip number 1: take good notes. How many pages of notes did you have by the end?
How many pages? I had
like 3.
1 for quarter 1. I had 1 for quarter 2 and quarter 3.
Taking good notes is probably one of the most important things, if not the most important thing that you can do to be successful in calculus.
So one way you can take notes is have like a line going down one side of the page and have like the topics that the teachers are talking about on the other side. Just write how, like, whatever they talk about, like the definition or whatever, and then like examples as you go down, because it helps you like organize. This is a topic, and then this is the example of it, or whatever. So, look over your notes, and when you're not in class, like don't just like have them in the back of your or the front of your notebook.
Yeah.
And then never look at them.
The way you wanna, it's really important that you make your notes in a way that they're easily accessible, because that's probably the most important thing you can do when you take good notes, is to make it so that you can go back to look at it for later, and be able to easily find whatever you want whenever you need it. Yeah, it's just a very important thing to do. Alright, tip number 2 is memorizing very important base formulae. What do you think who are some important base formulae that you should remember?
So that's like your trig identities, or like cosine and sine, like a double angle, because those are point uses a lot. The formal definition, alternate definition, that kind of stuff. A good way that you can memorize them is use flashcards, because that'll help you like, organize your stuff. And even if you're not in class, you can still look over them before a test or a quiz.
Anything to add, Phil?
No. So, check your work. I think checking your working is pretty important. It's probably not one of the most important. This is tip number 3, by the way. Checking work it's pretty important. It's really good to make sure you didn't make any stupid mistake, because that can happen very easily, particularly on like longer problems.
Yeah, it can feel really annoying to have to go back and like look through your test. Like I probably did this right, but you probably didn't do it right. Just go. Just go back and look through it and just pretend like you're taking it again, so that you don't make mistakes.
Eloquently spoken.
Yeah, how many times have you checked your work and realized you got the problem wrong?
Well, I don't check my work.
We're rolling.
Tip
number 4.
Do your homework.
Your homework is the essential part for you to understand what you learned in class. It is the, I don't know, alright, so you have your foundation, right? You get your foundation in class.
You got your bread and butter.
But where's your cement? Your cement's the homework. You can't
your bread
have
and
your
butter.
structure, the structure being your knowledge.
Your bread and
without
butter.
the cement.
Bread and butter.
Well, isn't the foundation made of cement?
I don't know what you're saying cement
like,
for.
alright, I mean like the framework that you pour the cement into is like what you get in class.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
It's bread.
Alright, no, I got you. I get it.
That's
I get
pretty
it.
good.
That's a
All
solid
right,
one.
You brought it around. All right.
Follow the syllabus. That's a good way to know like where you're at.
Mhm.
Don't, so that you know like, oh, I have like 8 problems to do tonight. That's easy. I'll do that. And like, oh, there's like 40 tomorrow. I'll start that now if you can do it.
Yeah. Also, procrastinating is bad. Don't wait to the last day to do all of your homework. It is not a good strategy.
Bueno.
Bueno.
Alright.
Okay, bueno.
Alright,
Live.
our 5th tip is to manage your time on tests. How many times, Raul, have you found yourself at the end of a test and you're only on the first problem or on halfway through?
never. I mean, they don't really take that long for me.
Screw you, Rahul.
We're rolling.
So our fifth tip is to manage your time. Rahul, how many times have you found yourself not completed wholesomely with your test when the clock read 2:30?
Never really. I mean, I finished pretty early. But I know a lot of people.
Now, would you like to share some tips with the class how you managed to accomplish such a feat?
Oh well, if you're on a question that you're stuck on, just like skip it and go back to it later. It's a pretty good way to get at it because, I mean, don't waste your time.
So would you say just do the problems that you're comfortable with first before you go back to problems that are more difficult?
Yeah, and it's also helpful like on the AP exam. It's better to get full points on a question that you do know how to do than like a few points on a question that you don't really know how to do. So that goes back and like going over your work.
That's good.
Make sure you do
That's
everything.
good stuff. Good stuff. Anything else anyone wants to add?
Do we get penalized if we have profanity in the video?
No.
We're rolling.
Alright, our sixth tip is don't goof off in class.
Let's move off, guys.
Don't goof off.
Faster. More. Do it.
We all have our fair share of not paying attention or doing our work.
That was so throaty.
in a
God, I
class.
can hear that so clearly.
Alex, you need to look at the camera because you keep looking like over here and it looks really funny. You're like looking
I
off.
was so like, he was just like, so our first tip.
Alright, get back to the point. Get back to the point.
Okay.
Please
So
start. I was kind of embarrassing.
no, Alex.
This is
They need
comedy
to hear
gold.
your throaty
Yeah.
voice. Jesus. Okay, so we don't want to goof off like Matt, right, guys? Because the thing about Matt in class
You
is
need
he
to
always
list off
wants
more
to
people.
get what?
List off more people.
List off. Okay, so you don't want to be Matt. You definitely don't want to be Juhi, right? Right.
Juhi.
Nobody wants to be, and you don't want to be who?
Miss Henry.
You don't want to be Miss Henry, and I'll tell you why. Because those guys they goof off a lot when you're supposed to be doing work. You know what I mean?
They're distracted.
A lot. All three of them.
All of them.
All of them. All.
Alex, you have anything to add or are you just gonna...
Nope.
Alex. No. And the thing about Matt goofing off, right, is he has this weird thing, right, where when everybody else is goofing off, his way of goofing off is like kills everybody else's way of goofing off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he does his work, so then it prevents us
Yeah.
from doing our work because we start to feel bad.
We
We start to
start-
feel bad that he's ahead of us, and we
That's
just
right.
don't want to do our
That's
work
right.
anymore.
I feel inferior.
Yeah.
That's
definitely the reason.
That's basically what happens, you know, because like when Matt is goofing off by doing his work, I'm always like, well, you know what? Now I just have to goof off because Matt's like, you know, Matt's over there, being like, can we please get back to the lesson? And I'm like, no, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, then I goof off because, you know, like I'm a rebellious teenager.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spectrum. You need like good and evil to balance out the world. You can't have good without evil.
You can't have.
You can't.
No, well, we're all evil. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
we can't have good essentially. What were we talking about, guys?
How do you not?
We were talking about goofing off. All right.
Okay, so goofing off can happen in two instances. Usually I feel like us as a calculus class are good when Miss Henry's giving her lecture at paying attention, but when we are in solo work, I feel like it's the end of the day, 2 o'clock, it's cold outside, it's hot outside, it's a temperature, and we just can't bring ourselves to do the work. Like when Miss Henry isn't watching us.
The school is like
The camera,
always
Alex.
70 degrees, Alex. What do you mean?
There's
Look
some
at the
days.
camera.
There's some days when the air conditioning is just really on. Maybe to the condensation.
What does that have to do with goofing off?
The camera's right there, bud. Right there.
Yeah, I know, but like you need to feel good. You need to feel good.
Stop moving in the chair.
So, I have no idea what tip number we're on now because I didn't really
It's
count
7.
it off.
It's 7. He's
All right.
done. It's all right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's 7, and it's like to start a study group is a tip. That's a tip. That's a tip. That's a tip because. To study.
Do you want me to get it?
To study,
Are you
right? I'm like.
I think I need to assist you here. So, I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to contribute. So, start a study group.
How about the calc chat?
Ah,
No, the calc chat was
Calc chat,
some
that's-
ass stuff.
that- let me tell you something, bro. That's not a study group.
All right, would you
That's a
like
calc
to,
chat.
That's
have
calc
you guys
chat.
have you guys ever started a study group?
No, I've never
yourselves?
been in a study group.
Never-
Like, I'm
never
sure.
in my
I'm
life.
sure it would have been very helpful though, because especially like if you're, especially if you're struggling in the class. I should look at the camera because I gave Alex so much crap for not looking at it. So study. We're not cutting any of this. If you get the right people in your study group, that's very important. Why are you laughing? That's not funny. That was a legit thing. So you gotta get the right people in your study group. You don't wanna get this guy, for example. He's awful. He doesn't explain anything. He's like, hey, Kalen, join BC Calculus. I'll really help you out.
Did I
No!
not? Did
never!
I not?
Never!
Hold on, let me turn around.
Stop talking. I'm in the middle of explaining.
Oh my god.
So, you have people who are in a similar situation than you are. Like me and Alex, we talked a pretty fair amount, and it was really helpful because we were sort of in the same boat. We didn't take AB last year. It was good.
So like when you have zero knowledge and you combine it with zero knowledge, doesn't help. Why do we need a study group, guys?
So I'm not saying that you should have everyone who's on the same level. You should have like about half the group would be like a proficient level, and half the group would be not as proficient.
It's like a 1 and a 0.5, maybe a 0 can fit in there. 0.
Why are we? What are these numbers relative to?
The skill level, dog.
Like Trevor's a
Yeah,
1.
I'm a 1 only?
No, a 1. One's the biggest.
One
number.
out of one?
One out of one.
One out of one, sweet. All right.
Why are we doing it out of one?
Sick. No, because it's like 100%, dog. But you never multiply
All right,
by
this
100. because
this
then
this
you do that.
isn't. We need to stop.
What are we
this.
talking about? Study groups.
Bribery. That's the last
That's
tip.
tip number 8, guys.